Yeah, everybody see this problem, which we already have taken in the last class, but we had not solved. See, the series RLC circuit is consisting of the resistor R, okay, the inductor L, and the capacitor C. Okay, they are given to be 100 ohms, 0.02 henries, zero point zero 0.02 microfarads, and the applied voltage is 50 volts. And they have asked us to find out the resonant frequency, that is F naught, the see here resonant frequency F naught, the FL. What is FL? FL is the frequency at which the voltage across inductor is maximum. That frequency we need to find out, which we already have derived. Okay, and this is the frequency at which voltage across the capacitor is maximum. Fine, and they are also asking us the voltages across L and C at resonance and the maximum current. Fine, so let's move on with the solution now. Fine, so the first one is quite straightforward. What is the first one they're asking? They're asking us F naught, and F naught is given by 1 by 2 pi root LC. And I'm telling you again, never neglect on showing the substitutions. Okay, if your calculations go wrong, seeing the substitutions, you may get the marks. Okay, so never neglect on that. So it's 0.02 into 0.02 micros. Fine. I'm giving you this value, you can just take down. This is 7.957 kilohertz. Understand that one? Yeah. What is next? They have asked. They have asked us to find out the frequency FC. What is FC? FC is the frequency at which the voltage across capacitor is maximum, and that is given by F naught into square root of 1 minus R square C by 2L. Okay, you can use another equation, that basic equation that we had got, that is FC equal to, can even use this, FC equal to 1 by 2 pi times 1 by LC minus R squared by 2L squared. You can use this or this, you should get the same. Okay, show the substitutions and get me the answer. Okay, so the answer is going to be, okay, you just calculate this yourselves after substitution, and you should be getting your answer to be 7.937. Yes, Sudeep, you can talk if you have anything to say. You can unmute and talk. You have anything to say, you can unmute and talk, Sudeep. Yeah. Then the third one that they've asked us is FL. Now see, compare the equations FC and FL. Okay, it is F naught into this term, right? So for FL, it is F naught divided by that square root term. Get that point? So that's a 1 minus R squared C by 2L, and that is happening to be 7.977 kilohertz. The difference is very minimal. See here, the difference between these two is minimum. Okay. Now, what is the next thing they've asked? They've asked us to find out. They've asked us to find out VC and VL at F naught. What is VC and VL at F naught? Anybody who wants to go on with this? What are they supposed to be? They are they are equal in magnitude, opposite in phase. So this, if you remember the equations will not be difficult for you. Understand that? So VC is given by minus J Q naught B. Okay, and VL is given by J Q naught V. This is what the equations we need to remember. Okay, the applied voltage is given. Fine. The applied voltage is given to be 50 volts. Fine. But what is missing? What is not given in the problem? The Q naught is not given in the problem. So if you have to find out VC and VL, if you have to find out VC and VL, then finding Q naught is must, though they have not asked us. So Q naught is the resonance, the Cordy factor resonance. You can take that as omega naught L by R, or you can even take that as 1 by omega naught RC, or you can even take that as 1 by R times root L by C. You can take any one among the three equations we have for Q naught at resonance. Okay, so let's see how it happens. Yeah, now see here. So therefore, Q naught is, I'll use the first equation, that is omega naught L by R. We have omega naught. What is omega naught? Omega naught is 2 pi f naught. So let's write that again. Okay, it's 2 pi f naught. Is f naught given? No, f naught is not given, but that is something that we have found out. Okay, and that we have found out to be 7.957 into 10 power 3 kilohertz. We have found out that to be, and the L is 0.02 Henry. Okay, and R is given to be, what is R? R is given to be 100 ohms. R is given to be 100 ohms. So there, this implies that our Q naught would come up to 10. So it's a small number it is happening to be. That means the selectivity of this particular circuit will not be good. Okay, so that is what is the meaning of it. So it should be around 100 for the circuit to be good, but in whatever we have taken, okay, so it's happening to be 10. Fine. Therefore, we can say our VC is minus J into 10 into V, that is 50 volts. So it is minus J 500 volts. Okay, so this is in rectangular form. You can keep the same in polar form also. What is polar form? R theta form. 500 at an angle minus 90 volts. What is polar and rectangular I'm talking about? See here, if you have A plus JB, it is rectangular form of complex number, and if you have R theta form, it is polar. So we have kept the answer in polar form. Is that okay with you? Similarly, let's go with VL. which is given by J into 10 into 50, and that's J 500 volts in rectangular form. In polar form it is 500 at an angle 90-degree volts. Is this okay with you? Now we need to find out the what? What is the last one they have asked? They have asked us to find out the maximum current in the circuit. When would be maximum current there? When would there be a maximum current? Maximum current would be there at resonance. Therefore, it is given by I naught, and the I naught is actually V by R. Okay, so which is 50 by 100. So this implies that our I naught is 0.5 amps. Okay with this, everybody? I hope you have followed. Okay, so what we have done is in this problem is we've just taken all the equations that we have derived. Okay, so this problem is just that. So remembering the equations and substitute the values in that to get the answer. Fine. Now after this, before going to the next problem, we shall take one more derivation. Okay, so that derivation is for this expressions for f1 and f2 and bandwidth. Okay, let's do that now. Let's take a new page, new subpage rather. So here we shall say expressions for half power frequencies. So this is what we have to do. Fine. Till now we have obtained the equations for so many parameters. Okay. So today we shall see what would be the expressions for half power frequencies. Okay. So how would the question go? Derive the equations for half power frequencies or they are also called as minus 3 dB frequencies. Understand that point? They're also called as minus 3 dB frequencies. Okay, derive the equations of half power frequencies or minus 3 dB frequencies and the bandwidth and the bandwidth. This is what they are asking us to find out. Okay, what is F1 and F2 that we are talking about? See here, this is y-axis, x-axis. So this is F, this is current I. Okay, as we go on varying F, the I would vary like this. Okay, here you will have I naught. Okay, and if you come down by 3 dB, you will have the same current dropping to 1 by root 2 times. Fine. So these are the two equations, these are the two frequencies they are asking us to find out now. What is that? F1 and F2. Okay, so what is this frequency? This is F naught, that is called as resonant frequency. We have found out the frequency for equation for resonant frequency. Okay, so this is what we need to be finding out now. This and this. Okay, F1 and F2 we have to find out. So how shall we start? Okay, like most of the other derivations, let's start even this with the equation at half power frequencies. Okay, we know that at F1 and F2, everybody take down that. We know that at F1 and F2, omega L minus 1 by omega C is actually equal to plus or minus R. So if you have to put it in words, at half power frequencies, the reactance of this impedance is equal to resistance of the impedance. That's it. Get this point now? Okay. Now, at W equal to, sorry, omega equal to omega 2, how can I write this equation? At omega equal to omega 2, how can I write this equation? I can write this equation as omega 2L minus 1 by omega 2C equal to plus R. Okay. Now, can you get a quadratic equation from this particular equation? Okay. So what is quadratic equation? Quadratic equation is an equation of the order 2. So if you take the LCM and work out on this, so what would be the LCM? LCM would be omega 2C. So what is that? What would this become? This would become omega 2 square LC it would become. Then it would be 1. Okay, and on the right hand side anyways you have R. So this further implies that omega 2 square LC minus 1 is omega 2 RC. Okay, so how to write this in terms of the quadratic equation? This implies that we have omega 2 squared LC, okay, minus omega 2 RC minus 1 is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation. Okay, so how to find out the roots of the quadratic equation? How to find out the roots? You remember this equation, everybody? See here, omega 2 can be given as minus b plus or minus square root of b square plus 4ac divided by 2a. Remember this equation? Okay, so using this equation you have to find the equation for omega 2. So that would be the derivation of omega 2. Okay, so therefore we can say omega 2 is equal, what is b here? B is minus RC, so minus b would be RC. Okay, they say plus or minus. Since we are dealing with omega 2, let's go with plus. Plus or minus, they say plus or minus. So let's consider plus only. It's not because omega 2 we are having. Okay, so let's just consider plus while finding out omega 2 also, and while finding out omega 1 also. Fine. So it's RC plus. So minus B is minus of minus RC. Fine. Square root of B square. What is B square there? B square is again minus RC. So it would be R square C square plus 4 times 4 times what? A. A is what? LC. So it's not 4. Is it 4AC or 4A? There is no C at all. Why did I write this? So this is 4A. Okay. B square minus 4A. C is also there. Yeah, C is also there, but C is 1. C is 1. Fine, fine. C is 1 here. See? C is 1. So that's fine. Having a C here is fine. Okay. Because C is 1. That's why it would become LC. Okay. Divided by what we have? 2A. So A is LC. So you have this. Fine, everybody. Now let's simplify it further. So omega 2 would be R by it's 2LC LC R by 2L plus square root of R by 2L whole square plus 1 by LC. So this is your equation number 1. On the similar grounds, can you give me omega 1? So we have obtained the equation for omega. Okay. On the similar grounds, can you obtain the equation for omega 1? Everybody go on. So we have obtained the equation for omega 2. Okay, this is one equation which they had asked us to find out. So this is one equation. Fine. Can you give me omega 1? Deal with the equation at F1 and F2. Say at omega equal to omega 1. What's happening? Everybody. Do this yourselves or you can see. Also, at omega equal to omega 1, what is true? Omega 1L minus 1 by omega 1C would be minus R. Fine. And similarly, if you work out, you will get your quadratic equation to be of the form omega 1 squared LC plus omega 1 CR minus 1 equal to 0. Again, use the same quadratic equation standard form that we had used. Okay, so this implies that our omega 1 is minus B, so it's minus RC because we have plus here, minus RC plus square root of B square. B square is R square C square plus 4LC divided by 2LC. A is same here. So this further implies that our omega 1 would be minus R by 2L plus square root of R by 2L whole square plus 1 by LC. So this is the equation for omega 1 we have. Is everybody okay with this? So this is equation number 2. Now compare 1 and 2 now. What's happening if you compare 1 and 2? See, yeah, this is 1, this is 2. So if you see that properly, okay, where is the only difference? The second term is same. Square root of r by 2l squared plus 1 by lc is same. The second term is same. The first term is also same, but in the first term is positive in omega 2. This first term is negative in omega 1. Just that. Understand it? So this is what is our the half power frequencies. We have obtained that in terms of omega 2 and omega 1. If you have to obtain it is in terms of f2 and f1 is what you would do. You just bring 1 by 2 pi there. So f2 would be 1 by 2 pi times the equations that we obtained. F1 would be 1 by 2 pi times omega 1 that we have obtained. Fine. So what in the question, what did they ask? They asked us to find out the equations for half power frequencies and bandwidth. What is bandwidth now? Bandwidth we already have found out once. So let's check, are we going to get the same or not? Okay. So bandwidth is given by omega 2 minus omega 1. Okay. So what is omega 2? You know, what is omega 1? You know, so if you subtract omega 1 from omega 2, you will get bandwidth, and that bandwidth would happen to be this r by 2l plus r by 2l, because the second term is same. Okay, so this implies that the bandwidth omega 2 minus omega 1 is r by l. This is something that we have obtained earlier, but in a different way. When we talked about bandwidth and selectivity, we did this. Okay, so this further implies that the bandwidth f2 minus f1 would be r by 2 pi l. This point. So if you obtain omega 2 and omega 1, obtaining bandwidth would not be a difficult task. That's why they ask bandwidth also along with omega 1 and omega 2. And remember, when we say half power frequencies, it could be f1 and f2, or it could even be omega 1 and omega 2. Get this point? Now I'll give you f1 and f2. This is. Okay. Now, to find out f1 and f2 in simple way, what is this is an alternate method, or there is an alternate method which we shall see. Alternately, this need not be the part of the derivation we have seen. Okay, so let's just say alternately we can obtain our f1 and f2 like this also. Okay, everybody just observe here. Those who have not given the attendance, please give your attendance. Observe this, everybody. This is y-axis for you. Let me have some space before I. Yeah. the y-axis, it is f, and this is I. Okay, many a times we did this. Now it goes to maximum and comes down. Okay, when would this current goes to the maximum? At f naught it goes to maximum. So when it goes to maximum, it is called as I naught. Okay, and when you come down by 3 dB, so these are 3 dB points. So when you come down by minus 3 dB, okay, so you'll find the points f1 and f2, which are called as half power points. Now you should understand that this can be, this particular thing is there, right? So this, let's call this as delta f1. Okay, and let's call this as delta f2. What is the bandwidth? Bandwidth is this. This is bandwidth. Just see if we know bandwidth, how can we find out this? Now, what is f? What can I say? Can I say here? Bandwidth is given by. So let's not take it as f1 and f2. Let's say it is delta f. Okay, let's call that as delta f. Fine. Just observe. Don't take down anything. This is bandwidth. Let this be delta f. This must be delta f, and this must again be delta f. This is f naught. Okay. So what is bandwidth? Bandwidth they can take as delta f plus delta f, right? So it is 2 delta f. Fine. Now similarly, what is f1 in terms of delta f? f1 in terms of delta f is what? f1 in terms of delta f. Everybody, what is it?
Delta F plus F naught.
Yeah, or you can say f naught plus delta f. Okay, and similarly, your f2 can be sorry, it is minus, right? This has to be minus. F naught minus delta f would give you f1. Similarly, f naught, let me f naught plus delta f would give you f2. So if you know f1 and f2, okay, the bandwidth would obviously be f2 minus f1. So this way also you can find out your bandwidth. Okay, for that you should be knowing your delta f. Okay, how to, like in other words, how to know delta f? For knowing delta f you can know bandwidth. So if you know bandwidth, then you can find out f1 and f2 in this form. Okay, so when would this be possible? When would this be possible? This is possible when bandwidth is known, from which delta f can be obtained. Understand that? What is delta f if we know bandwidth? So delta F would be bandwidth divided by 2 would be your delta F. Understand that? So this is how we can do. So if you don't know the bandwidth, suppose they have not given you the bandwidth, how would you find out the bandwidth? How would you find out the bandwidth? Bandwidth can be found out by what? Bandwidth is given by R by 2 pi L. Do this, get the bandwidth and get your delta F. And once you get your delta F, you can get your F2 and you can also get your F1 like this. Is it okay with everybody? Any doubts in what we have covered so far? It is just the derivation part I've given you. Okay, so this derivation is something that we have gone through. We have solved one problem. We will be solving more problems on the series resonance circuits in our next class. That's on Monday. Okay. Tomorrow afternoon, we can plan some activity. Okay. It could be some task given to you. Maybe it's the quiz, or it could be I'll be picking some people and I'll be asking them to come over the session and talk to me regarding what they have learned so far. Okay, and I'll be testing them. I'll not be calling everybody. Fine. So it could be anything. It could be quiz. It could be test. It could even be the one-to-one interaction that one could have. So it's I'll be letting you know about it tomorrow morning. What time and how we are planning it tomorrow morning. I'll let you know. Is that fine with you? Any doubts or any questions you have, you can ask me now. Okay. And if you've not given your attendance, give it now. Okay. If you have anything to ask, you can ask.